Most of the good in the world doesn't make headlines. It just keeps showing up in small, stubborn ways. Welcome to the Small Signal. The church choir practiced every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And when I say 7, I mean 7. Not 7 after folks wandered in, and not 7 once everyone settled down. 7 o'clock. These were punctual people, the kind who arrived early and sat in their cars so they wouldn't look overeager, the kind who set their watches by habit and trusted them. They practiced up in the choir loft, the same loft they'd used for years. They all stood in the same spots, with the same music folders, same quiet talk while everyone got arranged. So when 7 o'clock came and nobody was up there yet, it already felt strange. The first delay was a man whose car wouldn't start. No warning, no sputter. Just silence when he turned the key. He stared at the dashboard for a moment and then popped the hood like that was going to help. He called another choir member for a ride. And that man ran late too, because halfway there he decided he needed gas. His gauge said he had enough, but the gauge had lied before, and tonight he wasn't chancing it, and he didn't feel like it was the night to test it. He pulled into a station, shaking his head to himself the whole time. Now across town, a woman pulled a tray of her famous chocolate chip cookies from the oven. She had promised to bring them for after choir practice. And they were almost done, but not quite there, and she refused to bring half-baked cookies into the church. Back in they went. Timer reset. Now another guy checked his watch. And it was a watch he was really proud of because he was a retired train engineer, and he used that same watch on his routes, and he checked it every day, but today somehow it was off, just enough to matter. Now 2 minutes from church, another man ran out of gas completely, and he coasted to the side of the road, and he sat there staring at the steeple in the distance like it was teasing him. It was close enough to see, and close enough for him to be embarrassed. And none of these things were much on their own, but they stacked up. And 7 o'clock came and went. Instead of voices warming up in the loft, people began gathering in the parking lot, one by one, apologizing, explaining. Some were laughing a little because when you said it all out loud, it sounded ridiculous. My car wouldn't start. The cookies weren't done. My watch has never been wrong before. And no one had gone inside yet. And then the sound came. Not a sharp bang. Something deeper. Heavier. Like the building itself had decided that it had carried enough. It was right then that the boiler under the choir loft exploded. There was a violent roar and the roof lifted straight up. It didn't crack and it didn't collapse. It lifted. And for a moment the steeple disappeared behind a cloud of steam, dust, and debris. Someone screamed. Someone dropped their music. Someone grabbed the arm of the person next to them. And a few people just stood there, mouths open, not saying anything at all. They were staring at the place that they were supposed to be standing and singing in just minutes earlier. Well, the fire trucks came, and the inspectors came after that, and there was a long stretch of quiet. Someone finally said what everyone else was thinking. If we had all been on time. Nobody finished the sentence. So later, after the dust settled and the steam cleared, someone explained it. The boiler was old. It sat directly underneath the choir loft, right beneath the place where they always stood. And it had been kind of blinking on and off for years. And I guess tonight it just built up too much pressure. One more rehearsal, one more song, one more night of everyone doing exactly what they always did. That would have been enough. The inspector pointed up towards the empty loft, then down towards what used to be the boiler room. No one said anything. They just looked. Now, the choir never sang in that loft again, but they met the very next week anyways, in a different building. The same people, with the same song folders, singing the same songs. And from that night on, if anybody's ever running late, nobody ever rushes them. They wait. Because sometimes being late is not a mistake. Sometimes It's the thing that keeps you alive. Most of the good in the world doesn't make headlines, but it's always there when you're listening for the small signal. Thanks for listening. Peace.